What's up, Nerf Herders? I am Scott.
John.
J-Bone.
Welcome to the Nerf Herders podcast.
Man, you are sick today. I can feel in that voice that, oh, John.
Jesus.
I can feel your anger.
Oh, God. Welcome to Nerf Herders podcast, guys. We are at episode 8. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Nerf Herders podcast. And we'll just kind of throw this out there right now. We will be at Star Wars Celebration, so if any of you guys are out there, I know we don't have a lot of subscribers, but a lot of you watch, so keep an eye out for us. We will be there.
We'll get exclusive footage of Battlefront, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely coming.
Yeah. So you'll see it here first. We're going to be releasing exclusive footage of EA's Battlefront.
Yeah, it's going to be killer. So, all right, we got a lot of movie news this week. Nothing monumental and monumentous, but some good stuff. We're going to kick it off with some really good shit here. So, Mallrats 2 is happening. Who's excited? I am.
I'm excited. I like Mallrats 1 a lot. I thought.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that film a long time ago, right? And I barely remember it. And then just like last year, I finally saw it like again, you know, and it was funny, man. Like after so many years, like what was that? Early '90s. Like that shit was funny.
Yeah.
Like I was actually like, this is pretty good.
That movie's killer, dude. And they've already got a bunch of people. I mean, none of these people are doing much as it is. I mean, Ben Affleck's really the only one who really broke out. You know, Michael Rooker got pretty big, but Kevin Smith, obviously, Jason Mewes, Jason Lee, Michael Rooker, Stan Lee, Shannon Doherty, and Ethan Suplee, all are coming back so far. And I would imagine they're gonna get everybody.
Yeah, I'm hoping they get the whole cast. I mean, they still have Ben Affleck. They still have
you think you're gonna tag him?
The other lead male role. Forgot his name. Actually, I've never known his name, but.
Oh, Jeremy. Oh, is it Jeremy or Jason London? The twins. I don't remember which. I think it was Jeremy London.
Yeah, Jeremy London, and then his girlfriend in the movie. You know, Rooker's daughter.
Yeah.
Those two are some big ones. And then, are they going to be getting LaFours back? The mall cop,
man.
dude.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Just get them all back, dude.
That'd be so cool to get the mall cop back, and then like have Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith battle him.
Because Mallrats is such a classic comedy. Like it bombed so bad at the box office, but it's Kevin Smith, man. Like none of his movies do crazy amounts of business at the box office, but they
become cult classics.
Yeah,
classics.
Almost every movie's got a cult classic.
Did you ever hear the Kevin Smith shoot on like Bruce Willis?
Oh yeah,
when they were working on Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard with Bruce Willis was like, even real quick, Bruce Willis was talking about like how what was the villain's name? The guy who played in Hitman. And he was the villain in Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He
was talking about how he's like, well, maybe we should have this for the script, you know, like, and kind of go this route with the villain, you know, and kind of like lead it up to like this expose, you know.
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis straight up is like, no, we're not going to go that route because he can't deliver it. He's a pussy. It's like, all right, straight up.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, he's talked a lot about him, dude. In his book I read, he has like
an entire
segment just talking about doing what the hell was that movie called?
Red?
Not Red. It was
with God, dude. I can't remember the name of the
damn
movie.
The one with John Malkovich, I think.
No, not John Malkovich. Was he in there? Maybe he was. Red Cop or Cop?
Yeah. The
Cop Out.
Cop Out. Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Cop Out.
He has an entire segment in there, man, where he just goes off about what it was like working with Bruce Willis, and it's like, dude, Bruce Willis is in for paychecks, man. He's just cashing it in.
Yeah.
It sucks for him, but it's awesome, dude. I'm stoked for it. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be
cool.
It's
you know, Clerks 3 and Mallrats 2, like awesome. I'm on board for all this. Another sequel to a comedy, which I'm so stoked for. This is easily in my top 10 favorite comedy movies. Super Troopers 2, they've been talking about it forever. The script, they've said, like, we got it, it's happening. But I guess they couldn't find funding for this movie, which is crazy for me to believe. So they're doing an Indiegogo campaign, and they're easily, you know, they're going to hit goal and go way beyond this. They made, I think you said they already made it. And
I read an article
after 5 hours.
Yeah, I read an article this afternoon that said, like, in less than 24 hours, Super Troopers 2 GoFundMe campaign like hits its goal.
Yeah, and they still got like 30 days or something, or 29 days, so they're gonna have a nice budget for it.
Okay, I thought the first one was like really funny. The only thing I kind of worry about this film is like it's gonna have kind of like an Anchorman 2 thing, like syndrome to it, where it's like you wait too long and you kind of get out of that generation of like that sort of comedy. And then like you go past that, like you go past your your moment to do that, the moment to shine with like a sequel, and if you wait too long, then it's not going to be as like magical. You know what I mean? Like Anchorman 2 was what, like
that's a good point. That's a really good point, actually. My argument to that would be just based on the fact that I think the guys in Super Troopers, they're not these huge stars that are making millions and millions and millions of dollars all the time. So I would feel that they took a lot more time and care with the script. I think Anchorman 2 was almost a pressured movie where it's just like, it's done, but people pressured them into it. So it's just like, well, we got to do it. And they knew they were going to make bank off of it. I think the Super Troopers 2 thing, the way I feel, it's a fan movie made for the fans.
Well,
that's how I feel.
I mean, have you seen any of their other movies? Because it's like their own company.
Give me another movie.
Yeah,
I know
Broken Lizard.
So they do
Broken
that.
Lizard.
But did Beer Fest.
I thought Beer Fest was hilarious.
Yeah,
But
it's awesome.
Club Dread.
Whatever his name is.
Jay Chandazagasa.
They did
But yeah, dude, he's awesome, man. He's basically the guy. Like he's the one who directs the film.
What's a ZJ? If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Like, yeah, he's awesome, dude. And Club Dread, like you said.
Club Dread was a really good movie.
Slammin' Salmon. They just got their own wit to them. It's a fun group of guys to watch. It's like even like Super Troopers, man. It's like after you watch the movie a million times, it gets to the point where you know the jokes so well, it doesn't have those burst out moments, but it's such a fun movie to watch still. You know, like Dumb and Dumber. You get so used to Dumb and Dumber, but it's so fun to watch Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels still.
Well, even Super Troopers 1 wasn't a very big deal until it came out on DVD.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I didn't even hear about it.
Following.
I didn't hear about it until it came out on DVD, and then like my friends and I just rented it from Blockbuster and watched it and thought it was amazing. And then like we went back for more. But even like Club Dread, I don't even think Club Dread had a theater release.
Yeah,
I think
that was very minimal.
I think that was just like almost a straight to DVD. And then Beer Fest, I think, was their big hit.
Yeah, Beer Fest was big theatrical
It was hilarious, dude.
Yeah,
I watched that movie like 20 times.
Amazing,
dude. It's funny.
Fucking love that movie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm really excited for it. I think they'll deliver definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait for this. This is killer, dude. But what's cool is we're getting a lot of these cool sequels, dude. Like Clerks 3, Mallrats 2 now, Super Troopers 2. These are like those fun like comedy movies where we had like the universe. It's like its own little universe of people. Mm-hmm. It's cool to see them get together and stuff. That's why people wanted Anchorman 2 because there's its own little universe.
It's kind of like Ghostbusters 2,
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not one of those sequels that is going to suck. Like
exactly.
All the sequels that come out, big budget releases, are like awful. But then like Clerks 2, I thought was amazing.
I loved Clerks 2. There was a lot of people that bashed on that, but I thought Clerks 2 was awesome.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was just as funny as Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, I really liked Clerks 2 as well.
Yeah.
It had more of the tone of like dick and fart jokes and not as much like intellectual comedy as his other films. Because I think that's like, you get two Kevin Smith films. You get the intellectual comedy, which is like Chasing Amy or like Dogma.
Yeah, Chasing Amy's killer too.
Love those movies. And then you get like Jay and Silent Bob, which is just straight dick and fart jokes the whole movie. And I think that's more where they went with Clerks 2.
Yeah, a little more like slapsticky.
Yeah, but I think regardless, Clerks 3 and Mallrats 2 are still going to be really good. Just because I think Kevin Smith understands the art of making a sequel.
Yeah, and he's like the comedic Tarantino, dude. Like he really knows how to write dialogue. You can just sit down and watch people bullshit, and it's just like, I'm really entertained by this,
Yeah.
Like he's really good at just doing that.
Yeah.
So hell yeah. This I just read about like a little bit ago. I couldn't believe this, dude. There's a cannibal film coming out, right? Called The Bad Batch. Jason Momoa recently got added to it. Now Jim Carrey and Keanu Reeves are added to it.
Really?
What kind of movie is it supposed to be?
Film. So essentially, it's kind of like post-apocalyptic as far as I'm concerned. I don't know to what extent, but it's essentially a love story with Jason Momoa and eating people. Like he has like this love fetish with him and his meat. I have no idea like if this is going to be dark comedy or where they're going, but it's like
I think it's going to have to be dark
budget
comedy.
Hollywood movie doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's going to have
really weird.
I think they're going to go that route that they do with every action star, where like once that action star breaks out, they use them for weird comedy sketches because it's funny to see a tough guy and like a
twins.
Yeah,
twins or like
Junior,
or even
Junior.
Channing Tatum. Like when he came out on the scene, he was more of that like model tough guy looking dude, like the cut body.
Yeah.
But then they put him in certain roles, like 21 Jump Street,
dude.
Where it's like he's hilarious.
I'm on his bandwagon after that. Like that made me love him now.
It's funny to watch like tough guys in these roles, and I think that has to be what it is. I can't see this being a serious film of like Jason Momoa just liking to eat people. Like I think it has to be something where it's like a funny, it may not be like out there funny,
Yeah.
but it could be just something like, do I laugh at this? Like, I don't know what to do, you know? Like,
Yeah, it's out there. It's such a crazy idea for a
I-
Hollywood movie.
Yeah,
and then if you
know?
put
That's
Keanu
weird.
Reeves in it, who like,
Who just
you laugh at him if he's in a serious movie.
yeah.
Can you imagine if like Jason was eating and Jim Carrey's like, dude, what's going on? It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
little hair shake.
It's weird after the success of John Wick, you know, and then he's gonna like do this sort of movie, you know. They agreed to it, dude. Because
Yeah.
like you can totally, he's like, we got this idea, you know, blah 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 blah. Cannabis. Oh yeah, all right.
Oh, do I get to time travel?
Oh man, yeah. So I just thought that was really out there. So
I'm Constantine. John Constantine, asshole.
I actually like that movie. That movie was pretty fun.
there was some fun parts in there. It was one of those movies when I saw it, I was like, cool. And when I watched it again, I was like,
Cool?
yeah,
Like,
cool.
Cool.
See you in hell, Johnny. See you in hell, Johnny.
So we got the first trailer for Maggie. This was I was really pumped for this when they announced
Just call it
it.
The
They
Last
filmed
of
this
Us.
way
Don't
under
even
the
call
radar.
it Maggie. Just call it The Last of Us.
Yeah, dude. The Last of Arnie.
No, but
But
Maggie, Maggie looked good. I mean,
It's so different than what I was expecting, man. Like when they first talked about this movie, it was a while ago when I remember first hearing about this, and I thought it was going to be like Arnold whooping some zombie ass, like an action film,
That's
dude. It's
what
like
I
a
thought,
hardcore drama pull. You know, it looks like they're pushing this drama side.
yeah, you really don't. They probably told him like, look, man, you're not going to be doing any fighting. Like you're just going to be a serious role, so get your serious shit like face on. You know, like
Yeah, like it seems like it's really going to be like the struggle of this father accepting the change of his daughter turning into a zombie. Like,
I think that'll
for Arnold, it's like, wow, okay.
I think that'll be good for him
You know?
though, because like I love Arnold to death, but his transition back into acting, as much as I love all the films he's done thus far since he got back into it, you can tell he's struggling to find the actor he used to be. Because I used to think he was a pretty good actor. Like, yeah, you know, it's Arnold, so he's got a weird accent. But I think some of his movies, he actually did a decent job acting in.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And his most recent movies, like The Last Stand, Escape Plan, Sabotage, like, he's done a very good job in them, but I still feel like he's missing.
yeah, you could totally feel
You
it.
can just tell
Oh,
that
yeah.
he's taken such a long break from acting that he's struggling getting back into what he used to be. And I
Yeah.
think something like this could totally, like, mold him for future roles.
Well, as long as
that
the
he can
movie
actually
needs to
start
kick
to
some
show
ass.
his
more
last
emotion
movie.
in it.
His last
Yeah.
movie was Sabotage, right?
Yeah.
that was actually very good acting by him. Like, well, yeah, he played the hard ass, like, you know, ATF agent guy, you know, busting down your doors, going, you know, but like, yeah, and it involved like swearing and stuff, but it was like so his element,
Yeah,
you know,
it was
like
very much like a Terminator role, or not Terminator, Predator, like his
Yeah,
role in
very Predator
like
role.
Dutch. He's this military asshole who swears, and he's with all these like degenerates.
But I think a thing that's been, I don't want to say it's been hurting him, but definitely something that he needs, and hopefully this is the movie that can do it. He hasn't had, you know, a new film that necessarily has like a real solid script. It's like
agreed.
none of these scripts are anything compared to True Lies, Terminator, Predator, Total Recall. You know what I mean? Like those movies they're not just like Arnold movies. They're really, really good movies that have Arnold in them. You know, and like these movies now, it's just like we can make money off Arnold. We're just doing action flicks. You know, Last Stand was fun, Escape Plan was fun, but I'm not going to go back and watch those movies like Terminator and Predator like I would. You know,
Right,
I haven't
right.
seen Sabotage yet, but
Sabotage. I actually want to see it like a couple times now.
Yeah, Sabotage probably had the best script out of all of them.
Yeah.
I think Last Stand I liked, but it was really basic. You know, I mean,
exactly.
you
It's
said,
like it was a fun watch. It's
it's
like
just
all
like
right,
okay,
cool.
we got to stop this drug dealer guy from crossing the border.
He drives for like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
though.
he
The movie's
drives-
like, it's like literally every time he comes like, come back to Arnold. Yeah, I'm old.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Like,
Yeah,
and then Escape Plan. Like, I thought it was a cool movie.
with him and Stallone.
Yeah, I thought it was cool to see those two together, and I thought the script was a little bit better, but still, like, it wasn't anything like, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah, it's not like, well, I'm going to put this on the shelf and go back and revisit it every year, you know?
Yeah.
I think he needs one of those kinds of movies. And hopefully with Maggie, dude, it'll be a nice dramatic performance where he gets to kick a little bit of ass in it or something. And it's that movie, it's like, cool, man. Like, a modern-day Arnold film that, like, you can put it with those classics. Which would be cool. That's what I'm hoping. But, yeah, I think we're all intrigued by it so far. Keeping on the Terminator news now, kind of. J.K. Simmons popped up in a promo pic So nobody knew he was going to be in Terminator Genesis. And
I wonder
think
who's
this
going to
is
play.
Cyberdyne shit or something.
Yeah,
Something
who knows?
like a suit, you know, like someone who's like in corporation. Like,
I'm super pumped for him though, man. I love this guy.
You know who I want him to bring back is the psychologist, who was in the first two.
Oh yeah,
Sarah Connor, psychologist.
Dude.
The dude who's like
now.
I would.
So-
He would love for that. He'd be so old right now. Like he probably wouldn't It probably wouldn't even look right.
He passed away though.
He might.
I have no idea.
He was old back then, so
He was old.
that would be cool.
He was old in 3.
I just think
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to see him again. But you're right. He is pretty old. Terminator side note. I told you guys about this a little bit ago, but Arnold Schwarzenegger was in like an interview, and they posted today, and he said that the only reason he agreed to do this Terminator movie is because he really liked the script, and he said that it basically ignores the last Terminator movie completely.
Salvation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That deserves a clap.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm
Fuck
really
Salvation.
I'm really happy about it.
What do I tell him when you don't come? What do I tell him? I'll be back. It's like, oh,
Do it, you son of a bitch!
God, dude, Bale had some weak. I think when he blew up on set, like that kind of like
He lost it, man.
Yeah, ruined his like his character role.
That movie sucked.
Yeah, it was pretty awful. But I'm really happy that they're gonna like ignore it just because Terminator 3 I thought sucked more so because of the acting and because of the stupid ass like
The TX.
TX model
And the weak ass John Connor.
Like I thought I thought it would have been.
do it.
I think the story was really good. Like as in like if you would have read that on paper, I thought it would have been really good.
I liked where the story went. I just everything
But
other outside
the
of that I
fucking,
hated.
like the actors were awful, and the TX was a stupid idea. But I think like the whole idea of like John Connor is kind of like a hermit who's like kind of on the run or like constantly homeless. You know,
Makes sense,
breaking
dude.
into shelters to live and things like that off
He
the
got
grid.
messed up.
Yeah, off the grid living I think is awesome.
Yeah.
And then like having his mother's casket full of machine guns for when the shit pops off, he has like ammunition to fight.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Terminator has that role of getting him to the safety.
Well, yeah, the whole idea of the Judgment Day was postponed. Like, they never stopped it. Like, it was just
Right.
postponed. Like, this is your destiny, dude. Like, you are John Connor. No
Exactly.
matter what, it's going to get here.
Yeah. So I really, really like that, but it pissed me off. It's like, why couldn't James Cameron have just delivered another fucking movie?
God, dude, if he would have came back for that,
Because
it
that
would've been
movie would have been
fantastic.
so
he
good if
probably
it was
felt-
James Cameron putting it out and he picked better actors.
If
Because I know
he
he would have
comes
picked
in,
better
dude, you're
actors.
looking at a trilogy that would have rivaled any trilogy out there, dude. Like,
Yeah,
arguably
absolutely.
rivaled any trilogy out there.
Oh yeah, I think like I mean, who knows? James Cameron, he's probably got his, my guess. I think he didn't do 3 because he's done with that shit. He moved on with that sci-fi element. But I think like if you really look at 2, man, like if you never saw 3, you never even knew 3 existed. 2 kind of like ended it.
Oh,
like,
that's a beautiful closure.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
definitely.
it's a perfect closer. Adios, and then the
Oh,
thumb.
dude. What other movie out there is going to make you cry from watching a machine, like,
Melt.
die? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Dude, as soon as
you
that,
felt
like-
every inch of that hand going down, just like,
Yeah,
It's going down,
dude.
and then
Yeah,
all
and
of a
then
sudden
the
you see
thumbs
the
up,
red. You see like the red screen of the Terminator's eyesight, and it's like blackness, and I'm just
Dude.
like, holy shit!
That's how you make a damn movie right there.
Yeah, I
man.
thought it was a
James
perfect ending.
Cameron, oh please come back!
All right,
give
what's
us some
next?
more.
Yeah, so a lot of casting news that came up. So Vivica A. Fox is confirmed and will be back for Independence Day 2, which
No
is
way.
so surprising to me.
Because Will Smith,
Because Will Smith isn't. So
So
it's
you,
like,
so you got the kid and the,
the
mom.
stripper moved on.
You got the stripper mom, and then you got the kid, and then you don't have the
The kid's gonna be in it, right?
he's grown up. Like he's a grown up in this.
Yeah.
but like it's so crazy. So Will Smith is out, but the wife. I mean, they're gonna have to say he died. They're literally gonna have to just play it off with some stupid crap like that, where it's, oh yeah, well, he's dead. Like they're gonna have to mention it. You can't just ignore it at this
Baby,
point.
when your daddy died.
Yeah, like, that's why he wants to go be a part of it.
Like
That's why
some
he wants to
bullshit,
go.
like, baby, you're the only thing left in my life.
Baby, when your daddy died.
When your daddy died, I was so broken up about it.
They're gonna have him in a plane and be like, "I will avenge you, father."
Yeah.
It's just so weird. I want this movie to kick so much ass, but it's so.
Baby, when your daddy died.
They can't.
I was so heartbroken.
They can't ignore Captain Stephen Hiller now, dude. Like, you need to mention him.
Yeah,
And now, what are you gonna
somehow.
say? oh, he retired and left, but he's out there, but he's done. No, he's dead. They're gonna have to say
they
he's
have to
dead.
kill him,
dude.
Will
Smith can be, I don't know, man. He kind of whatever.
Yeah. So that's that.
Dude, I'm done with Will Smith, honestly. After that fucking awful ass I Am Legend.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, fuck you, Will Smith. Fuck you and your stupid ass.
Yeah,
like, I don't even want to get started on that movie. So, all right. So we talked about Bryan Cranston being rumored for the Star Trek 3 villain role. Now they're saying that's kind of all hogwash, and Idris Elba apparently is pretty much set to be this villain.
That was
who is that?
That's the guy from he was in
Pacific.
Thor.
Yeah, he's in Thor.
Pacific Rim. He's the black
general.
guy.
Yeah, he's the general guy in there. So I think that's where most people know him from recently. But he's been all over. He's a fantastic actor.
He's like in Thor. He's like the gatekeeper guy.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
I love him. I wanted him to be the new 007. Actually,
they were talking about that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a little too buff for 007 though?
He's a buff dude, but
I think he
like
can pull
him.
it off. I mean, look at what's his name, the current 007.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel
He's
Craig's
huge.
He's stocky.
He's huge. He's like.
What do you think like he's gonna be? I mean, they've been talking about the Klingons coming in. You could easily put some makeup on him and make him look like a badass Klingon.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool to make him a Klingon. They would have to not make it look so ridiculous as the Klingons in like the TV show, you know. Like I mean,
they did good in Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yeah,
like they did
they're
a
gonna-
nice makeover for them where it's still recognizable but a little more modern.
Sorry, I've come down with the plague. That
T-virus has arrived.
Yeah, I had the T-virus. They got over the T-virus. They found a cure.
Replay that shit back. You're watching this film. Replay that back about like 15 seconds. Well, yeah, it's cool. What the? Oh man!
Sick bastards.
I want blood. Yeah.
So that's cool. So some. Dude, I'm like choking on my own.
Kill it.
Dryness. So there's some news for X-Men Apocalypse. It's gonna be Jennifer Lawrence's last film as Mystique.
Yeah, so I read that.
I'm okay with that because I think this movie should literally just close out
X-Men.
Yeah. In general,
Thank
but
you.
like
Make
it should
Wolverine
close.
into
It should
the
at least
Avengers.
just close out this group. You know,
Well,
like I don't
know
need
if they're
any more.
going to, because they recast Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Storm are all coming back as younger versions in this. So I don't think they're gonna bring them in and then just go. I think they're gonna kill her off.
Kill her off. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like
I love this X-Men so much.
I do, man.
And I'm
it's
worried
really
that
good.
they're gonna keep going and fuck it up. Like I'm worried that Bryan Singer is like gonna get tired of it and not put any more out. He's already put out what 6?
put out a
He's
lot.
done 1, 2. This would be his 4th.
4th?
Yeah.
Well, he did what? Number 1,
He did
number
1,
2.
2, and then Days of Future Past.
Oh yeah, Days of Future Past, and then
now Apocalypse.
Yeah. So this will be his 4th. I mean, I'm afraid he's not going to do anymore, and it's like, who's going to fill his shoes? You know, all these other X-Men movies haven't been very good. X-Men First Class was good. The story had its issues I had with, but it was good. But Days of Future Past was amazing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It was on par with X2, I thought. And then
I've pretty much liked them all except X3, and then
I didn't like the Wolverine
standalone
movies.
Wolverine movies. Yeah, I mean, like the actual team-up movies, I think they've all been fantastic, just minus
They had a
Last
Storm
Stand.
movie too,
Yeah,
right? No,
Last-
they never had a
Last-
Storm
no,
movie.
Last
they
Stand
never
was
did it.
really like...
Halle Berry did
Yeah, that was
Catwoman. That's what it was.
Yeah. Although I thought
But-
it was kind of cool at the end how they like put that little thing where Magneto's like trying to move the pawn,
Oh, it was cool.
and it's like okay, it's done. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the best part of the movie, probably.
Yeah, kind of like the end of Inception where it's like did the dreidel like thing
Yeah,
stop
yeah,
spinning or
definitely.
whatever. Anyway, I don't know.
So,
But
but yeah, we'll see. I think they're gonna kill her off, and I don't. Maybe that wasn't part of the plan, but because she's saying this is her last one, maybe she's out of contract. They might just do it now. You know, just to have that. You know, you got that attachment to that character. Now it's just going to create a conflict in the movie.
yeah, I would like to also see them go somewhere else with the characters too. I mean, the first two have been like such a like the story between Professor X and Mystique, and it's like after Apocalypse, I think they can totally just kill her off in Apocalypse. Like Apocalypse kills her, and then Professor X is like goes fucking apeshit about it. You know,
Yeah, they're
something
doing
like
some
that.
good
like
stuff
they'll
in
do
this
something
movie.
where it's like they'll kill her off because like she's a pivotal part of that.
Oh yeah.
Especially with like Professor X's like emotional state and stuff.
Yeah, he was building the pyramids. They make it like seem like the pyramids were made.
And then like the 4 horsemen in the background.
Well, they got like quite the ensemble of mutants because now, I mean, even more so now we know for sure that Channing Tatum's Gambit is going to make his first appearance in Apocalypse. So we're getting
awesome.
it. Yeah. And dude, I wanted that so bad when they said like, Channing Tatum's doing Gambit. I was hoping so bad they were going to put him in Apocalypse. I was, please don't wait till after that movie and give him a solo movie. Please put him in that movie. I want to see Gambit in that movie. So,
yeah, he's my favorite X-Men character.
Oh, he's so badass.
Gambit is my favorite.
He is up there, man.
He's so badass, man. Just how he can, put a charge of energy into anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. And to kind of go hand in hand with him now, Lana Condor, who I know nothing about at all, was cast as Jubilee, who has similar powers to Gambit, not the same exact thing,
yeah.
But close enough to being the female version of Gambit. She basically shoots energy out of her fingers. So I love Jubilee, dude. Like I don't know everything about her, but I remember in the cartoons and stuff.
Yeah,
and she's an awesome character. So
I remember watching X-Men like every Saturday morning, man. It was like X-Men cartoons, dude, or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When Wolverine was short and just
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm Blanca.
So this movie is stacked, man. Nightcrawler. Now the recastings of the
I'm excited for
people we see from the
Nightcrawler,
originals.
dude. Nightcrawler, second favorite X-Men character.
Oh man, there's gonna be so much cool
Nightcrawler.
stuff.
I love
Gambit
him
though,
in
man.
X2,
That's a
X2.
special spot.
That
Though.
is, yeah. Because at the first incarnation we got a Gambit was so lame. Like he did a good job in the role.
I liked him,
but it was
it was
so short played and underutilized and just not.
You want
it was
you
forced
wanted
in there.
more
Well,
of
then you
him,
quickly forget
Yeah.
about it because then you have to sit through that suck fest with like the crap Deadpool that they gave us.
How about their battle scene, man, with Gambit and Wolverine?
It was
real quick
like a
there,
second.
and Wolverine's like chopping the ladders that's falling down.
Yeah.
To get to Gambit, he's like, just like chopping this ladder. It's like, Jesus, what is this?
You imagine writing that in the script and be like, all right, this next scene, what's going to happen is this ladder's going to be coming down, and you're going to be like,
Yeah, with your CGI claws, so just punch the air. Just punch the air.
Punch the air. Okay, got it. And action.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I mean, a lot of good casting news.
I'm out of shape. Whatever.
Dude, he's still in good shape, man. And Chappie.
Oh yeah,
he looked
dude.
good, dude.
He looked good.
He's in
Yeah.
better
good.
shape now than he was then. I was reading something in the probably just for all of his Wolverine roles now, but for the Wolverine, he would not drink water. I think it was for 24 or 48 hours before shooting, just so when he would get his pump to go film, I mean, he would just look jacked. He didn't
Yeah,
want
he'd be
no
all
water
that
weight
nice
on him.
dry look. Yeah, nice dry shredded look. Yeah.
It's crazy. So, yeah, exactly. Last bit of movie news that we got here. We got our first look finally at Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like...
I don't like it.
You should have had Bryan Cranston.
I'm sorry,
Cranston
dude.
should have been that role, but then it would have been like Heisenberg. You know,
I think that's probably why they stirred away.
You would have typecasted him.
When I say this, and I mean this in the most genuine way possible, that I'm not saying this is a joke. He looks like a fucking cancer patient. Because he's so fucking young, and he's got this bald ass head, and it's like I just think it's like it throws me off because I think Lex Luthor should be like an older guy, like in his 50s, in his 40s, 50s. Jesse's in his 30s, and he looks young as fuck. He looks younger than I do.
Yeah.
And he's got a bald head, and it just throws me off because it's just I'm gonna keep thinking about that in my head.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm like,
It's just like
It's almost what I expected,
you don't,
Yeah,
and
It's like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. It's like, okay, I got my image. Like when I saw the picture, it wasn't like, okay, you proved me wrong. Like when you saw Heath Ledger's Joker for the first time, you were like, damn, dude, okay. When they showed this, it's just kind of like, all right, it's Jesse Eisenberg with the bald head.
when I think of a bald person, I think of them, especially Lex Luthor. I think of someone who's bald because at their age and their body hair loss from aging. You know, like Lex Luthor is an older guy. He's part of LexCorp. He's a corporate, goon. Jesse Eisenberg is so young. Why the hell is his head shaved? You know? I just throws me off. I don't like it.
Are they making him like an origin? Is LexCorp gonna be like an origin, like almost asking Wayne Foundation or Wayne Manor or whatever, Wayne Enterprises for help to rebuild Metropolis? You wonder.
That's my initial speculation. Well, because LexCorp was teased in, Man of Steel. But I'm thinking that
Oh,
Jesse
on the set. No, I'm sorry.
when they were fighting, there was like a LexCorp truck somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm under the impression that Jesse Eisenberg's going to have hair, and something's going to happen that he has to shave his head. I think they're going to have a logical explanation, like maybe they get into like the mech suit, like if they have Lex Luthor in like the mech suit to fight Superman,
right? And
maybe he has to shave his head for some purpose. I almost feel like they're going to throw something in there.
I'm hoping they do something like that, because if it's literally just Jesse Eisenberg as a baldy-headed dude, like I'm not going to take it seriously.
Yeah,
because I don't take anyone seriously who has a bald head that doesn't need to have a bald head.
No, I know. I think they need to put him with hair, and then the shave is going to be that reveal of now I'm a dark person. Because I think he's going to be a friendly guy in the beginning. I think him and Bruce Wayne are going to be friends, and like you said, LexCorp and Wayne Enterprises are going to work together to put together Metropolis again. And I think that's going to be the pivotal point as to why Batman and Superman start to square off, because Superman is going to obviously be in defense of himself. He's not going to have anything to do with Lex Luthor. He will know Lex Luthor is, a shitty person. Batman, is not going to know what's going on with that quite yet. He's going to team up with him to build everything, and I think that's where the conflict is going to start. But then again, we'll see. I mean, who knows what the hell's going to happen? That's just my initial speculation.
God, dude. That movie, it better deliver. Well, we'll get to this in a sec.
I don't know.
Get to it right now, actually.
Moving on, Marvel versus DC. Now that DC's got the wheels turning, Marvel's already had the wheels turning, but DC's finally laying some ducks down.
I just want to say, what I was about to say was that this movie, that DC's riding on Snyder's vision, and if he doesn't deliver, then you just gambled you threw all your eggs in a basket, man, and you're basically
Warner Brothers is gonna be
they're gonna be fuck, how do we bounce back from this now? I mean, we had the Batman, we had it all, right, guys? And it's if you don't deliver it, but it's
all the execs are huddled around a trash can that's on fire, just we thought it was a good idea.
Rocky, they're
they're all fucking fired. And
Rocky, when Rocky gets married and he comes home with Adrian, and they're singing around the barrel of fire. But anyways, my point is that we mentioned this before. You got way too many superheroes and Wonder Woman and Momoa and stuff and Aquaman and it's just, I think, me personally, I mean, if you're gonna do it or tease them, just have a 10-minute, 5-minute thing, and like you said, a Hulk type of role where it's whoa, I want more Momoa, I want more Aquaman because he's a badass, right? But it's say that is the case, but the film isn't called Justice League, it's called Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice League, but it's show more of what people want to see. I want to see what's his face in Batman. I want to see him a Bruce Wayne. I want to see what he does. I want to see how he delivers the performance after Nolan's films. I want to see if what's his face. I can't even think of actors' names right now. I'm so biffing this. The guy who played Superman. I want to see if Cavill. Thank you. I want to see if Cavill does a better job performing as Superman. Now, not.
Well, more experienced Superman.
Exactly. I want
so
more
inexperienced Man of Steel and more mature and grounded. And
I have a feeling they're going to make
too much.
Jason Momoa, I feel is going to be very similar to
Here we go.
I have a feeling it's going to be very similar to how the Avengers teased Thanos. So you had the Avengers at the very end. You have this little tease of the master, and he turns around, you see his face, something just a real quick boom, okay, what if in this
a trident in the sand,
something well, you could do that, but you could also do something of he's on his throne under the sea, with his fucking trident, something where he's I'm disturbed, I'm angry, and I'm ready to release vengeance on the world because you've destroyed the world after the last movie, you know what I mean? So, what if they do a tease like that where he's only in it for just, maybe a minute or two, and then you can move on to his next movie, and then you can move on to Justice League.
Yeah, this is such
I feel if you put him in there as a real role, you give him a real deal role in this film, it's going to be too much to think about.
That's my concern. I mean, even if Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter and... Nah, I'm going on, but I mean seriously, even if they give all these people small roles in there, it's so weird to think about the fact that Superman's established. We know Batman's out there because Wayne Enterprises pops up in Man of Steel. You know what I mean? So Batman's such a grounded character where it's very easy to introduce him. Bringing in Wonder Woman out of nowhere, it's like, okay,
where did you come
why
from?
are you here?
Yeah. Especially because they're making her completely different than her like origin.
Yeah, they're
like a
mixing
female
it up.
Superman type of thing.
They're changing. Well, no, like I mean, her Wonder Woman in the comic books, they're like completely changing that. This is like a different, like she's gonna be like an alien, like Superman, like she's like from Krypton.
Okay.
Which is like completely like different.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Than what she originally should be. So now they're making her completely different because they're like, I assume they're gonna try and find a way to tie her in with Superman. Like, oh, you've come from
you
Krypton.
survived the Krypton blast.
Yeah, like where have you been so long? Like,
well, then even with Momoa, it's what? How are you just gonna introduce him out of nowhere? You're just gonna show like the water boiling in the ocean, and he comes up, he's like, I'm pissed off at you. And you know what I mean? And then you're just gonna end the movie with him and Superman on bad terms.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, you almost gotta have Batman and Superman conflict. Batman and Superman make up. Aquaman's pissed, but now he's friendly. Who knows where Wonder Woman comes in if she's pissed already? But it's so much to build in this movie. This is the first time we're getting Batman and Superman in a movie together.
Yeah.
Just give us a movie with Batman and Superman.
Yeah,
Please don't overclutter it where you're gonna take away from what everybody really wants to see.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit that Wonder Woman and Aquaman are going to be in this movie.
Right.
People want to see
not to mention
Batman versus Superman.
Right.
Exactly.
And you're going to have to go to all the trouble to make a proper origin for Wonder Woman and for Aquaman. Like, you can't just be like, there's a guy who lives in the ocean with a trident and he gets really pissed, like Poseidon. You can't just say that, you know?
Like an alien, another alien who's been living on Earth for all these years, you know? It's like, where'd you come from now?
Yeah, and then they're going to have to explain why he wasn't coming out of the water when the battle is actually happening.
Yeah,
you can't
you know
just
what I mean?
you can't just say like, oh, like there's this guy who lives here, because they're trying to make this movie very realistic, as if it would happen in real life. So because of that, they need to make his character something believable and not just some like demigod who lives under the ocean. Like they actually have to make it something realistically speaking. Like maybe Jason Momoa is a normal dude, and then something happens to him physically where he becomes Aquaman.
Yeah, and I think the problem with putting everything into this movie, Batman vs Superman will sell. You're not going to have a problem filling theaters with those two names. That's why they called it Batman vs Superman.
Right.
You don't call it anything else because you put their two names in a movie title and people are like, holy shit. That's all you need to do. When you introduce these other characters, you're putting everything on this movie. Maybe Batman and Superman look badass, but if Aquaman shows up and Wonder Woman and people are not down with those characters, now your solo movies for them are going to flop.
Yep.
You know, I think putting all of them in this movie was a bad idea, personally. I think Batman and Superman should have been the focus. You know you're going to make your money. Give us Justice League and show us these characters for the first time in Justice League. Because if you get people on board with Batman vs. Superman, Justice League is a success no matter what you put in there, and you make them badass in front and center. If they don't do a good job introducing these characters, they're going to get minimal screen time as it is. You mess up introducing these characters, you just messed up your entire business structure. You just threw out there.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Spider-Man all over.
This is why I completely think that Marvel is ages and ages ahead of DC, because the way DC is tackling this entire thing is they had the Christopher Nolan trilogy, which was pretty good, and then they're going straight with this Batman vs Superman thing, and it's going to completely like negate all of the previous things that have happened, you know, with the Nolan trilogy. But I don't think they're going to go with an origin story again. But you almost have to with Batman, because now you're introducing all this other stuff into the mix of, you have Gotham City, but you also have Metropolis. You have Wayne Enterprises, but you also have LexCorp. You have all of these different things that were never around in previous movies. Now you have to mash them together, but you can't just come out and say they always were a thing. You know what I mean?
I think
and
they
it pisses me off.
I think with Batman,
like
they can get away with that.
Because,
but I think with the other ones, it's a little... It's touchy. Why does Wonder Woman show up now? Why is Aquaman showing up now?
Right. It's just it aggravates me, because it's like, where was Gotham City in relation to Metropolis? Like, you know, like how do these things coexist? How does all this work together? They don't really visit it that much in like the Justice League TV shows of like super in-depth stories. It mainly just follows the Justice League as a team.
Oh yeah.
But like now you have these two characters, you almost have to go into so much in-depth like details about their lives. I just feel like it's not going to work. I feel like, okay, are you gonna center this movie in Gotham or Metropolis? Metropolis is basically destroyed. Are you going to be having like Wayne Enterprises coming from Gotham to help rebuild? Like, there's all sorts of things that you can do with it, but like, I feel like they're not going to do a good enough job establishing these things early on in the movie for it to sound good throughout the whole movie and work, you know?
Yeah, it's scary.
I think they're just going to be like, yo, look, you all have seen the Nolan films. You all see how Batman gets his origin. They're done. All right, now we can move on. He's old. He's gritty. He's a billionaire. We get it. It's real life. It's believable. Okay, now let's start the story.
Well, I think it's the same thing just with the Spider-Man stuff. I don't think they're going to give us this whole background. Maybe they'll have a couple flashback scenes. Like in the movie, we'll get a quick flashback sequence showing the death of his parents or something where he's having like a recollection. But yeah,
or what he was doing during Metropolis's fucking blow up.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Something. But they really do need to make sure that they get their ducks in a row and handle this right, because the little glimpse of footage that was shown at Comic-Con, it's Superman in Gotham. Batman shines the Batlight at him, so why is Superman coming to Gotham to start a fight?
Why is Superman
like
all pissed? Like he looks like a freaking demon.
Yeah, he does.
And that's not the Superman I know. Like the Superman I know is like.
This goes back to to
it's like
Snyder's vision.
This evil ass looking Superman. I'm like what? Like what are you doing? Why are you so pissed off right now?
Yeah, they need to just handle this right. They need to handle this right. If this movie fails, everything's gonna fail, and that's why Marvel, no matter what happens, Marvel's always gonna have the upper hand with this entire thing, because they have such a perfect business structure. Yeah. DC is kind of just in this moment where it's, okay, we've been talking about it forever. We got to get it out there. And they just laid out this plan, and now you got to stick to it. And I think they're trying to play too much catch-up instead of focusing on themselves. In their eyes, oh, God, they're on Avengers 2. All right, Batman, Superman, Aquaman, throw them all in there. Justice League's coming next. Just take a moment and make sure you get your shit done right.
You're pulling the trigger too fast, man. Like, you need to slow down. Marvel didn't pull the trigger too fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Marvel took the time.
Yeah.
And they introduced every character with one movie, 2 movies, 3 movies. You know, like they took their time. Marvel's Avengers goes back 10 years ago. You know, almost 10, not quite.
It's a while
10.
ago. When was the first time? Like 2007, 2008.
Yeah, so like 8 years
7,
ago.
8 years,
roughly. Like, and that's what's awesome about it is you've had this build up, you know. And now you're like with DC, they're just throwing it all at once because they want to play catch up. But it's like you don't need to play catch up. Like you can release Batman movies, Superman movies, Wonder Woman movies, Aquaman movies, whatever you want to do. You don't have to catch up to Marvel. Like, you should at least take the time to write these proper movies that are all related to each other.
Yeah, just put out quality films. I would love nothing more than for this Batman Superman movie to just kick ass and just shut me up and shut us all. Shut us all up.
Yeah.
Nothing more. But it's just when they first said it, Batman and Superman, it was like, hell yeah, here we go. But then it was Lex Luthor's in there. It's like, okay, I guess you kind of have to. Wonder Woman.
And then they showed her.
Aquaman. Just stop.
Real quick, Wonder Woman's going to have a significant role because she's got her outfit is very detailed. I think it's going to be a little bit more involved than Momoa's character because
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
And then also, yeah, sure. Follow the success of Marvel's business model because if you want to be successful, do what others have done and don't like try to reinvent the wheel. Just do what works. It's working for them, so of course follow it. It's what they're doing, sort of. But like you were saying, like if they would have each had their own like origin movie or movies leading up to it, hypothetically speaking, and then you got this kaboom. Then it would totally make sense. It'd be like, oh man, like this is going to be so awesome. But it's like you're like, I don't know, we're repeating ourselves. We sound like a broken record here, but
give us Batman and Superman in their own movie, and then bring in these other characters all together in a Justice League.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's so much story to be told in this Batman vs Superman. We need to see how Metropolis recovers, how the people feel about Superman. We need to get Lex Luthor involved in this. We got to find out where Batman's been hanging out. He's going to get in. They got to feud. They got to become friends. There's so much already in this story. Plus the side characters. You got Lawrence Fishburne coming back and Amy Adams. There's supposed to be a love interest for Batman in here. Who knows if they're going to have Batman villains? Does the Joker pop up? You know what I mean? Are we going to get a quick snippet of Jared Leto somewhere in there?
Yeah, who knows? Exactly. I was just going to mention the Leto thing.
Who knows what all they're going to throw into this movie? And now just by adding in all these extra characters, you're watering down what could be so good. Put them in Justice League. The Justice League is about banding these people together to fight a common cause. So wait till that.
What would you do if Leto was in it? He made a cameo, and it was fantastic. I think it would be fantastic too. I think it'd be awesome. and he had like a couple lines or something.
It'd be cool if he was in prison in this movie,
bats,
man. And Lex Luthor goes to prison to find out how to take Batman down. You know, I don't know, something. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. But you know what I mean?
There's definitely a lot of room for improvement with this already. And that's what I'm worried about, is that, like, we're already in the early stages and it's not looking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I'm not confident behind it. When Marvel speaks, I listen. When DC speaks, I get apprehensive.
Yeah, I don't want to be, like, worried, you know, but it's worrying me. And that's the reason why, like you said, Marvel is better than DC and will forever be better than DC, especially in the cinematic universe, because Marvel, when a Marvel movie's coming out, I have no doubts in my mind that it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, at least entertaining in the least
bit. You know,
bit.
Iron Man 2 and 3, but they were still entertaining and enjoyable.
And they still made a lot of money.
I can still watch those movies and not be like, fuck this. You know? Like, they weren't that good, but, like, I can still enjoy for what they are.
Yeah.
You know, DC movies, it's like, with what they're doing here, I'm kind of like, I don't know what to think. I don't even know if I want to go see it in theaters. Like, I want to wait until the Rotten Tomatoes reviews come up. I know we talked about that last week. We shouldn't be relying on those, but it's like,
it's hard
not
to.
Some of this shit, it's hard not to. You know, I want to see what people think about it first. Because
even with Man of Steel, though, you know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed Man of Steel for the most part. But if somebody came up to me and gave me X, Y, and Z why they didn't like it, I couldn't argue with it.
Right.
Well, I really love Iron Man. If someone came up to me and started arguing against Iron Man, I'd have a whole slew of things I could be like, listen, you're wrong. This is why this movie is really good.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If someone said I didn't like Man of Steel for this and this, and the reasons I've read, it's like, yeah, I understand that. I'm like, I can look past some of those things because I really enjoyed parts of that movie, and I can defend things in there, but I get why you don't like it. I can totally understand.
Yeah.
If someone said I don't like the Avengers, I don't like Guardians, I'd be like, I don't understand. That's on you.
Yeah,
like, deal with your own depression.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. We'll see. And now that, you know, just to kind of put the icing on the cake before we move on here, Marvel now has Spider-Man. If it already wasn't a wash with Marvel, now you've got the biggest Marvel hero ever, Spider-Man, and he's with this amazingly already put together universe.
Say in like 5 years they obtained the rights to like Wolverine. Then
can you imagine, like, down the line? I mean, it's totally possible.
Hugh Jackman's on film next to.
He said he'd do it too.
Hemsworth, I know he did.
I can
Hemsworth and Downey Jr.
I can see Fox. Yeah, I can see Fox making a similar deal as Sony has, where they're like, we will play ball. And we will make an epic movie with the Wolverine or with the X-Men in general and the Avengers. Like, we will let you do this, you know?
Like X-Men versus the Avengers type film? That'd be unreal.
That would be crazy awesome if they did something like that. Or even if they brought in members of the X-Men to fight Thanos, you know? Like, what if the Infinity War isn't going to be the final battle? You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what is in the bag for after the Infinity War Part 1 and 2.
After 2020,
yeah.
They could extend it if they want, you know?
Well, here's my one thing. Why I would love it. We would all love to see, you know, like an X-Men crossover and stuff too.
Yeah.
But here's my problem, and the same problem that I almost had with Spider-Man coming over is this is already so established. You can kind of squeeze Spider-Man into the mix. You know, you can shoehorn him in right now.
Right.
But if you try to shoehorn Wolverine or whatever, you know, the X-Men universe, now you need to acknowledge all these other films into this universe, and now clash.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And it would just create a continuity problem that would not sit well with me.
To be completely honest with you, I think the only way they could do it and make it work is if they take the First Class story, as in, like, these X-Men are from 30 years ago, and some kind of a time travel scenario where they end up in the current time, you know?
Something
along those
or
lines.
if they just Apocalypse kills everybody except Wolverine gets the final blow, dude, and he's just been hiding out all these years, and he just pops up. He's like, "All right, man, I'm ready."
Old Man Logan.
Yeah, dude.
They could
Old Man Logan pops in.
They could totally do it that way too. So,
but yeah, I think you know, we want DC to kick some ass, man. But at the end of the day, Marvel is going to kick ass. DC needs to still prove a lot.
You'd hate to see like Warner Brothers or, you know, a studio like that not make their profits on such a bombastic film like that. You know, you'd hate to see people lose their jobs over like a fail of a movie. You know, so it's like, you want to see competition. You want to see them succeed.
I want to see them succeed. I want DC to do good. As much as I think Marvel's better than DC everywhere I go, I still want them to succeed because I like Batman.
Yeah. Well, the thing here's a big difference with Marvel and DC too. Marvel puts its faith in its characters. DC is putting its faith in one man.
Right.
It's not trusting its characters to sell. They're hoping Zack Snyder can do this.
Well, we'll see.
Marvel trusts all these characters they put together.
Yeah.
They have faith in what characters they're bringing to the screen.
We'll see what Snyder says at San Diego Comic-Con this year. You know,
Well, because they have a lot to do. Because apparently Marvel's opting out. They're not even going to be there.
that's what I heard.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
This is a good chance for DC to pop up and be like, "Listen, we know what we're doing."
That's right. I totally forgot about that shit, dude. That was huge, and it just went right across my head.
Yeah.
They're totally not going to be there this year.
No. So,
Wow.
real quick with comic books. Only one. I'm just gonna real quick in here. I just got done reading it before we started. Darth Vader 3 came out. Very very subtle issue. No action or anything. He comes across this female character who he's going to use, to help him go on with the little scheme that he's doing behind the Emperor's back type thing. Literally nothing happened in here except for yes, we're going here. Except they're going to Geonosis now for the next issue, and they brought in some of these Trade Federation battle droids out of nowhere, and I'm just like, why do we have Trade Federation droids now? So I don't know.
That seems kind of like
shoehorning.
You're stuffing this shit in that has no place because it's not the Trade Federation anymore. Like,
Yeah,
that's
this
not
is
a thing.
This is
different,
not then. Like, we're now.
Oh,
Trade Federation's
my
over.
God.
It's been over for a long time.
It's a different era. It's a different administration.
Yeah, so I didn't like that was
Like,
shoehorned in there.
you
It's
already-
almost like they're saying, "Hey, guess what, guys? Like the prequels exist, right? And we're gonna make sure that it's still relevant, relevant in 4, 5, and 6."
Didn't you
No,
say
it's not.
Didn't you say last week they went to the Gungans or something like that? Or
In
no,
the
we were
Princess Leia comic, they ended up
Naboo.
going
Okay,
to Naboo.
that's what
and she
it was.
sees that painting or statue of Queen Amidala. And just
Same writers?
gives this look.
same writers on the both of those.
That I honestly
No, I
don't
think
know.
they're
I
all
haven't even paying
different.
attention.
I feel like these people are writing these books, and I feel like there's some asshole who's like emailing them every day. Make sure you include this. Make sure you include that.
Yeah.
Like we have to put this in there because why would you
It's-
put a Trade
It's in
Federation
contract
droid
or something. Who
Like
knows?
why would you do these things? Like you don't need them in there. I'm pissed. Sorry.
No, I know.
Sick
man.
with the T virus, and I'm pissed off. And you're
literally-
ruining my fucking life.
I've got nothing else to say.
Yeah. I feel like a Tuscan
How do
Raider.
you guys feel about Darth Vader?
Like,
So Darth Vader 3.
yeah.
So you got for comic books, Bone Daddy?
I mean, video games?
Video games, Bone Daddy?
It's time for
What's happening to the organism?
All right. When do we start? When do we start this rolling? When do we start?
We're good, man.
Okay.
Let it roll.
I was supposed to say Batman Arkham Knight came out with 12 minutes of footage, actual gameplay footage, on the PS4. So it introduced what the game is going to look like. It was awesome. It was basically it's Batman doing his thing, kicking some guys' butts, showing some new combat moves and stuff like that. And then he gets into a Batmobile, rescues the cop, comes into the Batmobile, chases the guy down through the streets of Gotham, and flips the car over, right? Shoots like a missile. And like disables, like shoots a missile at the guy's wheel, disables the car, flips, guy rolls out, and he really cool cinematic, all like kind of like a one scene like kind of thing where he picks the guy up and the camera's like turning, and it's like this cool like majestic type turn, and he does like the classic like, where is he, you know? And you have to laugh, and kind of they probably did as a joke, but there was a lot of hints. There's a guy, a YouTuber, his Batman Arkham video has got 300,000 subscribers, and he does perfect analysis. Is that even the right word?
Analyses.
Analyses of these videos. And a lot of things he pointed out, a lot of things I didn't even know about, like deep within the DC universe. One of them was straight up advertisement, man, of LexCorp. Like,
cool.
Yeah, a lot of people think that Superman's going to come in this game because Batman's just overwhelmed with odds.
Dude, that would be pretty badass.
And Superman, like Rocksteady's version of Superman comes in and is just like, yo, Bruce, you need my help, bro? You know? And it's like, no, I got this. Like, get out of here. You know, goes back to, I'm just poking fun, but it'd be pretty cool. I don't know.
I think so. That'd be a nice touch.
yeah.
I picked up the Order 1886. I show you video pictures of that, right? The game looks gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, I'm almost done with it. It's kind of short. The controls are a little bit clunky. It's got a similar feel to The Last of Us, like that over third person type thing. But the Last of Us controls, I'm saying Last of Us because it's what I think of as a AAA studio from Sony. But visually, man, it's like, it's insane, dude. It is insanely, like, when I first started that game, I was like, well, you're overlooking a balcony, right? Like, overlooking, like, London. And it's like, wow, this is really good. You go inside, you know, and you look at, like, the wood. You know how, like, the light reflects off the wood, and you can see, like, the little fine grains in the wood? You can see that shit in the game.
Oh,
it's like,
that's cool.
It's like, what? It's not
that video
pixelated.
you sent me was nuts, man. I was just like, I mean, it was over a phone, too. And it was really, you could tell the detail.
I have yet to see any pixelation in that game. Like, up close. You can get up, you know, you go far away, and it's like, oh, yeah, brick wall. And you go up close, and it's just like pixelated bullshit. No, dude. I mean, it starts to, like, blur a little bit, but, like, it's pretty solid.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Another AAA game from Sony came out Tuesday called Bloodborne. Bloodborne came out this week from a Japanese studio called From Software, who made Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2. I bought Dark Souls 1. I was like, it got like really good reviews. These games, this company is known for basically what I put down. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's been a highly praised and with undeniable difficulty, like a free roam ability to just get lost in this like dark, like sadistic world. With little to no direction, and basically throws you to the lions and makes you fend for yourself. Like, they don't really tell you storyline. They don't tell you what to do. They start the game and you just go. You have like a weapon. You create
discover everything as you're going about.
And these characters, man, these demons. You should see some of like the villains they have. Like the artistic villains is so like stuff from like nightmares, man. Like these sadistic demon type of like creatures and villains or humans that are just like sick and twisted, you know, type thing. They say it's scary, man. It makes you like jump because you'll kill an enemy and all of a sudden it's behind you. You won't even hear this guy, you know, kind of like a Resident Evil feel to it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. It's a PS4 exclusive, like I said. It currently sits at an astonishing 93% on Metacritic.
Cool.
All the gaming outlets all over have given this game like 90, 91, 93, couple hundreds, couple perfects, it's crazy.
Which are more reviews that are important to an extent, as long as they're legit.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about not just the game, but the gameplay and you know, and everything in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Rotten Tomatoes. So I know we touched base on this whole rating thing.
Yeah, but I think rating video games is a little bit different than rating
movies. Yeah,
because like
it's like a 16, 20, 30, 40, 50 hour experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also it's like it has to do with the controls, the flow, how the actual game is, the pixelation, the quality. You know, there's lots of things more than just someone pressing record on a camera. You know?
And there was a lot of people that like a lot of reviews from different websites I haven't even heard of. You know, they get a review copy, they throw up the review, and Metacritic just sponges it in, and there you go. 93, man, 93. User rating, which people don't usually care about user rating because you can biff the shit out of that. You can just say I'm an Xbox user and say this game sucks, you know. Yeah. But that's sitting at like last time I checked was a 90, so that's pretty impressive.
Nice.
All right, so as far as Konami stuff, because I figured Kojima-san. I just wanted to clear the air because I saw some of the comments saying like Kojima. One guy wrote on one of our comments that you know, he wanted to leave Metal Gear, which I mean, who knows? 100%. I'll get to that. So I'll just kind of blast through these and then we'll do your quote.
Do it, T-Bone.
A lot of speculation has recently blown up all over the Konami's social media handlers. People with hashtag Hideo Kojima game, which I have done. You go on their Facebook. You go on posts from page. It's just people just blasting it, dude. You know. So I'd hate to be the social media coordinator for, you know, out in Japan reading this shit, or for the U.S. department, U.S. division. I'd be like, I'd be ripping my fucking hair out, man. I'd be like, dude, you guys need to give me something from overseas. Like these people are freaking out.
Yeah.
Hong, what are they saying?
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Oh, no, sir, they don't like very much. Dr. Jones.
Kojima-san, yeah.
Oh, man. Kojima, come back.
Here's another one. Hashtag Hideo Kojima game has exploded and recently put up. These people have been putting up memes. Dude, dig this. These people have been putting up memes with Kojima's face on a milk carton saying "missing" or "Have you seen this man?" And
oh my God.
Which I know sounds funny, and I know it doesn't sound like news, but my point is, is ever since this unfolded, Kojima just suddenly vanished, like literally, only appearing, quote unquote, in what seems like PR movements from Konami. Konami would make a statement and say, Kojima says, quote, but it's like you could totally tell it's just like got that PR bullshit feel to it, from an official statement as opposed to being from him. Konami also shut down temporarily, supposedly, Kojima Station, which was a weekly video podcast in Japanese over in Japan where Kojima would get in touch with his fans. He would sit down on a couch and just kind of talk about subtle hints and talk about the Phantom Pain, like on a weekly basis with his fans and stuff. Done. Like, they totally cut that off.
Dude.
Yep. Temporarily, apparently, supposedly.
It's a huge fault. This is a fallout, man.
Yeah. There's something.
Regardless if he was planning on leaving, this was a fallout.
So, as regard to the well, let me continue. Kojima's official Twitter. His official Twitter has been recently went silent. He usually posts pictures of usually his workstation, his desk monitor, Phantom Pain pictures, and has posted like a couple lines. Always like, dude loves Twitter, man. Done. Like, hasn't the voice actor for the Japanese version of Snake posted up a picture on his Twitter account with him and Kojima. So Kojima's still alive.
Can you imagine if this is all like a marketing ploy? Like Kojima and Konami, it's just them who know. Like maybe just the head of Konami, and they're like, all right, we're going to do this and bounce out just to get all these natural reactions and get all this shit going.
A lot of people think that, man. A lot of people think that.
It just seems too abrupt with everything.
Yeah. He is a master of trolls. You should have seen the marketing ploys that Kojima did leading up. He I'm getting ahead of myself. He made up a fake studio called Moby Dick Studios out of Sweden, right? Wrapped himself in bandages and proposed like the video, and people were like, what is this game? Like, Moby Dick Studios, who the fuck are these guys? And people were like, wait a minute, that kind of looks like Solid Snake. And they're like, kind of looks like a Metal Gear game, And then he like revealed it, and it was like a big ploy, like basically ramped up to this like moment. Go back to what you were saying, a lot of people think that. And it's weird because all these Konami sudden changes happened, like I said last week, on April 1st. And people were like, well, Konami doesn't really understand April Fool's Day like the Western audiences does. And people were like showing stuff like saying that, yes, they do. They do understand April Fool's Day. But April 1st, like I said last week, is also the fiscal year for Japan. So that's when they start their new fiscal year and stuff like that. So, people were thinking that maybe he is doing some sort of stunt, getting all this like internet attention, and then, I don't know. It's so weird.
Like a marketing play for the game, dude, just to build it up.
Yeah, then he'll like come out on April Fool's. It's gonna be haha, just kidding, guys. Like,
As far as the comment that was on our video, GameSpot insider source has leaked that Kojima is expected to leave Konami after the MGS5 completion. The thing is that like there's a lot of speculation, man. There was rumors that he like had sex with like an executive's wife.
Oh my gosh.
Rumors,
dude.
you know what I mean? So there could be some serious deep internal stuff that's just strictly internal that they don't want leaked out. Yeah. And they're basically like, look, step down or we'll fire you. Your whole production team is stepping down, or we'll do it for you. But there's also stuff that's saying that, like I said before, like the name Kojima is bigger than the name Konami. Michael Jordan is bigger than the Chicago Bulls. He is the Chicago. You know what I mean? I did this last week, but it's interesting, and there hasn't really been an official statement until recently today, and I'll get into it. Now it could have been, I said it could have been a freedom of will choice to leave and finally get away from MGS itself and let his team take the helm. But this is my retort. If you connect the dots, it doesn't all add up. And there's more pieces to a much bigger puzzle. Number one, Kojima production staff are now virtually contract workers working for MGS5. Then in December, their contract is up. So it's like, are they fired? You just gonna like these guys are jobless now. Like what are they gonna do after like years of service? Yeah. Kojima was an officer/director for Konami. Pretty decent promotion for the company, and is basically being blacklisted in all phases, which could be a PR stunt, but you got shareholders, man. You got stock in this company. That's pretty, you wouldn't be gambling with shit like that, And where does this leave the Fox engine that he has worked on for 5 years of development?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's a brand new thing just for this game, right?
Yep. And future games, and it's that's in the Konami name. If Kojima does leave, he doesn't take that engine with him. He's leaving it back. So it's like 5 years of development, and you're just gonna like say, all right, well, after this game, after FGS 5, I'm just gonna leave and leave all this dedication and hard work just behind me. Like, you're not gonna take that with you. And plus, it's got the Fox engine. It's called the Fox engine, which is a correlation to the Metal Gear Solid series. Fox sound and stuff like that. And the Kojima Productions logo is a fox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just you do pieces of the puzzle like that. You just can't think that, I'm just gonna leave the company after this year or after 28 years of service. Unless they're forcing him to make Metal Gear Solid nonstop, and he's like, dude, I'm not a one-trick pony. Like, I have talent to make different games, Silent Hills, which, who knows what the fuck's going on with that game.
Yeah.
Finally, Konami's official Twitter in Japanese translated as follows. This is kind of big, and this was all kind of like just PR mush and stuff like that. I'll try to blast this out quick. In accordance with the recent change in production organization of all Konami, Kojima Productions, as well as other internal production companies, has had its name change, etc. ... Changed to move into the corporate headquarters work structure. The name and organization has changed, but as before, Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain is continuing as a work from director Kojima and the existing team members. The social networking account has also been changed, but with the new account has the same Metal Gear team members as the previous one and is updating with the latest news. As the new members who are tweeting is unchanged, we would like to continue support and follows. Naturally, director Kojima is playing the game, checking all the small details, and giving directions to the staff as the title continues completion. Bringing the thoughts and ideas of director Kojima in an open world game the size of Metal Gear Solid 5 is incredibly difficult. The director, Kojima, and the team has been there from the start, are coming together as one as they aim to finish the game. So please give them the support they need. So that was like their official PR talk, blish blash. You can tell it was just like, yeah, you answered it, but like, why have you been blacklisting this guy? You know what I mean? Like, why did you take his name off the products? Like, if he's still
it's weird.
It is very weird. It's kind of
it's weird. It's either an insane falling out or it's one hell of a gamble of a PR stunt.
Yeah, basically.
It's crazy, dude. Well, good call on that, man.
Oh, yeah.
I did my research.
You did, dude. It's pretty wild. So
That's it for Big Game News. Now time for...
My brain's like melting out of my ears right now.
It's time for Epic Movie Quote of the Week.
Hey, wait, real quick. Heavyweights, where they're dancing, the kids are dancing, and the girls and the boys. What's that song where the guy starts like dancing? He's like,
SATURDAY. Hey, SATURDAY. Hey, on a Saturday night. I just can't wait.
all right, kids, time to go home.
Put the fruit trays away. The flies are almost out. Whatever he says, dude.
Please don't leave me.
Yeah. That is Saturday Night by the Bay City Rollers.
Oh, yeah, all right, cool.
It's on my top 10 like playlist on my iPod, dude.
All right, there's the quote.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway, I love that song, dude. When Lars is just going apeshit dancing, I'm like, yeah.
Get it, Lars.
Anyway,
all right. Here's a quote.
Epic quote.
Here's the quote. All right. Now remember, you don't aim a gun at a man unless you intend to shoot him. And you don't shoot a man unless you intend to kill him. No warning shots. You listening to me? No warning shots. Warning shots are bullshit. You shoot to kill, or you don't shoot at all.
Ooh. Oh man. I'll be straight up. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna say. God, I'm gonna say freaking aliens.
It's a good guess, actually.
Oh, let's see.
I wasn't gonna say Stargate, but I was like, nah, that's too deep. That's too deep for Scotty.
You guys want? Here's a hint. You ready? This will give it away. This will give it away right now. It's my favorite horror movie.
Oh, it's a horror movie. Okay.
Evil Dead. I thought it was your favorite horror movie.
Yeah.
It's close. It's close.
Phantasm?
Oh,
That's
fuck.
from Phantasm?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
because Reggie.
No, it's Jody.
Or is Jody.
It's when Jody's talking to Mike, dude, and
Okay,
like finally
okay.
realizes shit's hitting the fan. He's
Yeah.
like, listen,
Yeah.
dude, and like kill the motherfucker.
Near like
if you see him.
80% of the movie.
Yeah, it's getting closer to the end.
Okay, yeah. Damn,
Dude,
that was
I love
good.
that
was
quote,
a good,
man.
That's a good quote.
I love that quote.
Shit.
I wasn't
okay.
even thinking horror. I was thinking like action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking action too.
I was thinking about it today. I was like, man, which one I want to do? And I thought about it, dude, because Don Coscarelli signed my poster up there, and he
Yeah.
just put warning shots are bullshit and sign. I was like,
That's
dude,
cool.
I love that quote in that movie.
That's cool. Good job, man. Hell yeah.
Dude, I think
Yeah,
so. I
where
love
did
that.
he sign it on there?
He's on there, dude. Right up above the woman's head there. On the
Oh, okay.
right.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, fuck yeah, cool. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I cannot wait for Ravager, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
no,
when are we
November
getting
is
that?
official
When is
release
that?
There's
date.
still no date set, man. They said this year when I talked to Don at the convention, he was straight up like it's coming out.
They were saying
2015 for sure. They released the teaser
Halloween,
just over a year ago, and then they released just a snippet of extra footage right around Christmas time. Did you guys see that?
Was it on YouTube?
Yeah.
I may have seen it.
Well, we'll pop it on. We'll pop it on when we get
Yeah.
done here. But they released just like a little bit of extra footage, man, which is like hell yeah. I can't wait for this movie.
What if they do like a premiere of it at like a horror convention, like Flashback or
if they did
something?
that'd be awesome.
You know,
man.
because they got the movie
I'd travel
co.
anywhere to see this
They
movie.
got that movie co theater like right there. You know, they could totally do like a premiere night.
Yeah.
If they did that, that'd be awesome, man. I seriously, I will travel anywhere to if they had like a legit premiere. I would go.
Shit.
I can't wait to see this movie. I can't wait for any of this. And I'll be honest, I'm going to be straight up and honest about this too. There's a lot of people that are kind of like tripping out and freaking and, oh God, once this is done and like Don Coscarelli like finishes up his vision, they're going to go and start remaking the movie. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to lie, I'm okay with it. I think Phantasm is such an immersive world that you can do so much with. I would love to see another person's like vision with this world.
With the
Nothing
same
will-
characters, like a remake, or with a different characters
More
in the same world?
I like to see more of a reimagining. I don't want to see a shot-for-shot, up-to-date version of Phantasm. But yeah, keep the tall man. You don't have to do Jody and Mike, but you can take the tall man character with the spheres and, you know, the little gnomes and whatever. Like,
The little gnomes. Yeah.
Jawas, dude.
The
They're
Jawas.
Yeah.
You can take that character and those elements and put it into any story. So you don't have to do Jody and Mike. You can almost do, who knows how this movie ends? Who knows how they're going to end this, dude? Maybe the tall man wins and survives, and you can get someone else to play the tall man later who takes the reign, and it's a new story with new characters. All I'm saying is it's such a world, you can really do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
You really can. And I would love to see an updated, big-budgeted version as long as it's handled right.
I remember, real quick, when you showed me Phantasm 1 the first time ever, and we were watching, we were at your dad's or something, and the scene where Michael is hiding at the graveyard and he sees the tall man. Just when I saw the tall man just pick up that casket
my God.
and just throw it, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I think that like they just fucked up that movie. Like, that's not right, dude. Like, you just can't physically do that. And then they explain it. He's like, you know, man, you should have saw he lifted this thing up. It was so crazy. You know, I was like, okay, cool.
Well, it's such the great thing about Phantasm, and I think it's such a good movie for kids. It's like a good movie for kids to get into horror and stuff. Just how I did. I saw that movie the first time. God, dude, I was 7. I think I'm probably 7 years old, 6 or 7, somewhere in there. First time I saw Phantasm. And I was so immersed into it. I love the story. I love the horror to it. I love being scared and everything. But it was so cool to live that movie through Mike's eyes. Where it's like there's this little kid who's going through this adventure, and you're focusing on him and all these things. And it's like, I want to be Mike.
Yeah.
I want to be Mike. I want to go through all of this. You know,
Yeah.
it just really sucks you into that movie. that movie is amazing.
I agree. It's definitely a good starter film for like a horror genre for like kids.
Yeah.
Because it's not too intense.
Yeah,
It's
just
good.
just
It's got a good solid story, and it doesn't like you don't have to worry about your kid being scarred for life. Like I wouldn't show like Hostel to like my kid who's like 7.
Well, yeah, that's just like
You know,
torture porn.
Yeah,
torture
but like
porn,
I would
yeah.
show them like something like Phantasm, which is it's like, you know, it's one of those classics that it's like back then you didn't have to rely on all this crazy crap to make it scary.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good scary movie.
And I've said this so many times. You know, I talked about this when we talked about our anticipated films, I believe, and I've talked about it on my own channel and stuff, and just with you guys and wherever. I will to the grave with this, man. Phantasm is the most original horror film you're ever gonna get. The way that Don Coscarelli put that together, it's a horror film that makes you think. When the movie ends, it's not definitive. You're like, okay, what happened with this ending? And I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. I'm telling you, I highly recommend everyone seen this movie. But it's one of those movies where it ends, you're like, all right, I need to think about this for a little bit. And it's with every single movie. When each one ends, it really makes you think. There's not definitive answers. It really makes you as the viewer start to think about it and put pieces together. I love that.
Yeah, no, I 1 and 2 I really liked, but 3 and 4 I really liked too, but I just don't remember them. I got to see them all over again. Like just
we should do like
just
a
marathon it.
Dude, yeah.
Get a pizza and just marathon it.
I'm down.
3 and 4 are amazing.
I know, yeah, they are. Yeah, they
all
are.
4 of them I feel are amazing. It's just 1 had that classic feel, 2 had the bigger budget, 3 and 4 were really low budget, but the story and the characters. Oh, it's just,
I think it would be cool
great.
if once Ravager comes out, maybe they do some kind of like a Blu-ray like
Sphere
set.
box.
They need to do a set. I asked Don about that. I was like, dude, are you guys going to release a Sphere set for the U.S.? He was like, I don't know, man. Like, we did the UK thing with the DVDs, and it's really expensive to create that Sphere. So we have to sell it at such a high a high price to make sure that we're paying that, and we're earning a little bit for it. And it's like, yeah, absolutely. And it's just a hard thing to do. If they do it, oh man, they got to do a set though. I need a Phantasm Blu-ray set.
Some kind of. I think that would be so cool to have a Sphere set, man. You just charge like a couple $100.
People will buy it
and limit it to limit it to like 1,000, 2,000.
You know what they need to do? This is what they need to do. Scream Factory needs to be the one to do this for this reason. Scream Factory was able to work with Halloween, right? So they had the rights to Halloween 2 and 3 because they released them.
Yeah.
Anchor Bay had the rights to the other films. So they worked together to put out that box set released by Scream and Anchor Bay together.
Yep.
That's what they need to do for Phantasm because they have the rights to 2 because they released it. 1, 3, and 4, I believe all 3 of them are through Anchor Bay. They should work with Anchor Bay and put out a kick-ass set with special features up the wazoo, man. Like, damn it, that needs to happen. That needs to happen.
Yeah,
I would order 2 of them, dude. I would have one to keep in a case to never take out and one that's going to go out. I'm not even kidding, man. I would freak out if they put that together.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. That would be badass, dude. I mean,
I'm getting a little excited.
No, dude. I'm like that with The Last of Us, man. When I was at last year when we were at C2E2, and remember you were like next door or whatever. Remember I called and I was like, "Hey, you coming over?" And you're like, "No, we're doing this thing." I was walking. I think you noticed or something, or somebody. I think some Bernice or something. They're like, "Hey, look at that!" And I just like turned and stopped, and it was just like an Ellie poster, from an artist, from this chick who made a copy of like 20 of them. And I was like, "Where's the woman the artist?" And the guy's like, "Oh, she's not here. She went to go get something to eat real quick." And I said, "Does she play this game? Is she a fan?" And I'm a huge fan. This is my favorite game. They said, "Well, yeah, she really liked it. She really enjoyed it. She loved it. She loved the character Ellie. And so she felt inspired." And I was like, "Dude, give me one." Like, I mean, a price wasn't even a question. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when you get to that point where you love something so much, and you have a passion for a movie or a game or a piece of artwork, it's like, dude, price. There is no price. Like, what does it cost? And I want it. You know what I mean? It's just like that's what it is.
Hell yeah. So
hell yeah.
Before I rant about Phantasm for the next 2 hours, that was good, man. Good podcast, guys.
Dude.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Episode 8. God, man, 8 weeks. That's awesome.
2 months.
And we'll be here every week. Facebook.com/NerfHerdersPodcast. YouTube.com. We have our own domain on there now. So YouTube.com/NerfHerdersPodcast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Again, we'll be at Celebration. So, we're going to...
business cards, right?
Yeah, we got our business cards coming in. So we're going to throw them out everywhere there. We're hoping to, get some people to come by and check us out. So... thank you guys again. We appreciate you coming in, checking out everything. We're getting good views on everything, which is fantastic. So thank you all for the support thus far. And that's going to do it. We'll see y'all next week. And until then, keep on Nerf herding.